my in-laws and that side of my family don't get it. How do you rehearse improv? But it's improv. It's improv. You just make it up. It's like, no, what we're doing is we're rehearsing just like you rehearse jazz music, just like you rehearse sports. Sports, they're all still improvised, really, but you rehearse plays. You rehearse ways to get better. You go through those trials and tribulations and those failures in rehearsal.
Part of the value of rehearsing improv is getting group mind, and that, I think, is vital in younger groups. So part of it is just being around together and listening and getting to know each other and forming that bond. It's especially important when you're a younger improviser because you don't know necessarily how much you need to listen and think as one.
And then Sean had the thing, no food in my fridge, this is just like Africa.
No food in the fridge? Gosh! This is just like Africa. What are we supposed to do?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we could go to the store.
I mean, like, at least Africa can call America and say, hey, bring us some food. Who are we supposed to call?
Again, kind of like, you know, like your problems, like our problem, maybe not Patrick, but just the problems of like your typical American student person are nothing compared to those of other people. Yeah.
I got confused. I thought they were trying to be America, and I don't know if they were.
Who? Oh, you guys were trying to embody America?
I just wanted to say that line. Okay. And I wanted it to be swept.
And he would.
I seriously wanted it to be swept because I was just trying to make a comment on how he was comparing his problems to the problems over there. Like, oh man, like
this is just. Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, he's just like this is just like what's happening in Egypt. And I was like, this is just like what's happening. I had nothing left.
That was such a good idea, though.
Yeah. I think it just got confused on whether you were like a symbolic form of America, like. Or if you were just average people comparing yourselves to.
I do hate improv rehearsals, but it's I think what Rebecca said is true. You know, it's good for younger improvisers to get group mind, and it's good for younger improvisers to go to rehearsals to feel more secure in the avenues they have available to them to connect with other people. Because they're usually carrying around a bunch of baggage with them that has nothing to do with good improvisation, all of them. And the way to get rid of all of that is really to form bonds with people until those bonds get thick enough that the shit that's not the state of improvisation internally goes away. And being in, you know, I don't know, 30-something, mid-30-something, somewhere the magic happens. Maybe once we beat Jesus, maybe at 34. Somewhere around there, we know intuitively how to connect with people.
At that point, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying anymore. Right. So I was just like, he said something about like taking sides or something, and I was like, no, we're like Switzerland, and I don't know, because like I had nothing after that line.
I like strong initiation though. Like you said that, I knew exactly what we were doing.
Like as the guy doing the monologues, that was a strong scene for me to watch. Like that was probably the one that gave me the most information about the next monologue. Like that gave the most information on how you felt about what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what else I would have done. Like you say it's a strong initiation, but really it was just a strong line because I don't know what else.
It sounded to me like you were America, and you were like, oh, me as America, my problems are so important. And you're like, it's like Africa, am I right? Like, oh, we're so important. Like, that's what it felt like to me.
Okay. I thought it was like crazy. I think you're selling yourself short. Like,
no, because I mean the scene died like almost right after that line started.
It is for the sake of you know, I think all of that is for the sake of shedding fear. That the reason we keep on playing is to try and keep on getting less and less fearful, so we can be more present. And I know there's other improvisers who are like, yeah, how you know, even people who are real good at it is like, why should I rehearse this? Like, it's still going to be made up on the spot. But again, like any other pursuit, you get better at it by doing. You know, like there would probably be no other skill or craft or art that you would make the argument of the less I do it, like, it's still going to be the same, you know. Like a painter probably still does scenic studies and stuff like that before they sit down to do the whole thing. So like that argument wouldn't be like, why would I do this little thing when I'm just gonna be putting paint on a board when I start this thing? So you get better at it, you know. You learn more about yourself. You get more familiar with your partners, you know. Even after I play, the current team I play on, I think we've been together 10 years. But each rehearsal I still find out a little something more about these people that I think I know pretty darn well. And that helps too.